he gets put up on those stilts so it stabilizes the backhoe, and then he can dig way deep. Alrighty, we got another step down on another utility. This time it was the septic. Morning guys, Brady here, welcome back to the channel. So today we should get another step done on another utility. A couple weeks ago, my surveyor, the one who subdivided this land, came over and we did some perk testing up here. So the plan is that's kind of where we're gonna build the house. And over here in this mowed grassy area, this is where we had really good perk. This is all pretty much play sand. Which is what you want. Either that or, you know, gravel. So over here's another hole. These were just 2-foot holes deep. And I don't know, he just poured water in them and tested how quick they went down. Kind of up over here was where that is. Now, when we did that, this was all covered in bushes, so we couldn't really see our plan for the house on where that's going to be. So when we were doing these holes over here, we couldn't tell if this was higher ground or lower ground. Now, if it's higher ground, you need a pump because obviously gravity will not work for you, which is ideally what you want for the tank in your leach lines. You want gravity to work for you, so there's no need for a pump. I think a pump, depending on how big you need, is anywhere from $3 to $5 grand. So it's not a cheap expense. So today, the engineer is going to be here for the septic, and it's the deep hole test. So they got to dig a hole that's about 6 foot deep, I think, 8 foot long and 4 foot wide. I don't know exactly, but and that'll tell us what's deeper down. Because down in here where it's lower elevation, he tested and it perked, but not as quick as you'd like. Right here, these holes were like on the upper end of draining in time. But we cleared bushes over in here, and the guy that's doing the deep hole test said he really likes this area right here. There's a bunch of woodchuck holes, and he said they usually don't like digging in clay. Now the surface kind of looks a little like clay, but as you go down, I think it's more like sand. So this would be really nice because then you're downhill. You could have the tank up here and it leach down for you. And that is what you want. See this here, this is more like sand. So when me and the surveyor did the perk tests over there, we couldn't get to this. It was all filled with bushes. So today, hopefully we'll be able to dial in exactly where the septic's gonna go and avoid having a pump. Yeah, you can check it out, man.
That thing rips.
Backhoe is here. That thing rips. He gets put up on those stilts so it stabilizes the backhoe, and then he can dig way deep. Pretty cool, huh? We gotta get one of them backhoes, huh? Oh yeah, be careful there, man. Alrighty, he's filling the holes back in. Engineer just left. Hit quite a bit of sand, so things are looking good. You didn't want to come up and see the backhoe?
I like backhoe.
You don't like the backhoe? Come on, Manny. Alrighty, we got another step down on another utility. This time it was the septic. So we dug the deep hole tests down here. I'll get into that in a second, but if you're doing this process from land and getting utilities on it, there's kind of an order of operations that it needs to go. So last video we got the well drilled, and I kind of want to touch base on that because it kind of looks like we drilled the well first and now we're doing the septic with the septic engineer, but it didn't really go like that. First, me and the engineer perk tested some shallow holes to see where our land perks. That's kind of what you want to do first. So when you're putting utilities on your property, I would say finding an area on your land that perks is absolutely critical. And that should probably be the first thing you do. Because as far as drilling a well for water, that can pretty much be anywhere on your property. As far as perking with a septic tank, at least in our area, that area is a lot more limited. Literally on the whole property, this is where we perked. So after we perked here, that's when we called the well drillers. Your well and your septic got to be a certain amount of feet apart. Mine is 150 feet from the leach field to the well, and that's because our septic is actually uphill, higher elevation than the well. So that's kind of an important order of operations. It's something you got to figure out, because when you're going all through this, there's so much to do, and there's so much that needs to be done in order, and like just coordinating everything with everyone is kind of turns into a pain. So I recommend get your perk test done first and figure out where you're going to perk for septic. As far as ours goes, we dug a number of holes here. Me and the engineer a few weeks ago found good perk up here. This is all good sand. Sand and gravel, ideally, from what I understand, is what you want to be in. You do not want clay. Now we have on top, there's a layer of clay, but you dig down a little deeper and it's sand. So that's good. The problem with perking up here was we may have needed a pump. So because of the elevation up here, see how I'm down and this is kind of uphill, and where we're building up there, it was going to be really close for like a conventional gravity fed system. So we may have needed a pump. So when me and my dad were out here, cleared some bushes, and we noticed a bunch of woodchuck holes down in here. That's another thing to kind of look for, is woodchuck holes, because woodchuck holes ain't gonna lie to you. You go down a little deeper, they like to dig in sand or finer gravel. So they do not like digging in clay. And there was a bunch of woodchuck holes here, and sure enough, a little deeper down, look at this. This is all just play sand. And it is literally ideal for a septic, a conventional system, which is very nice. And this is still down elevation from where we're going to build up there. So it's just going to be a gravity fed conventional system, which is music to my ears, because you start getting into a raised bed, you're getting expensive. And then you come on the other side of this brush about, I don't know, what is that, 50 feet away or so, and you got a bunch of more sand right here. So that worked out well and was a relief. Conventional system, no pump, which a pump would have added $3 to $5 grand if we had to put it up there. So probably best case scenario for us. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. The septic obviously isn't in yet, but so far so good. As far as the well, 65 feet deep, not bad at all. I think a total with the pump and everything, $6 grand for the well. I'm not sure what this is going to end up being, but so far it's the best case scenario. Conventional system and no pump, no raised bed. So that is what you want to find. That's kind of going to determine where you're going to start drilling your well, because you don't want to do your well first and then you're drilling through a bunch of sand and you get good water. Then all of a sudden, hey, it's septic time. Our well is here where there was only good perk on the whole property, and you're shit out of luck. You're doing a raised bed somewhere else and spending, you know, probably 10, 15 more grand than you would have. So that would be a big mistake. So I just wanted to share with you that kind of order of operations. Again, thanks for following along, guys. Stay tuned for more and how we move forward. As always, catch you guys in the next video.